Oh yeah, you already know what time it is. You already know what's going on. I'm your host, Cam Silver.
I'm your co-host Kyle Silver.
Welcome back to another episode of the Silver Boys Podcast. Oof, we are finally in it. Can't,
Finally, we are here at the end of the season.
can't. All right, so yes, we're finally here. Finally made it. Finally know who's going to be in the big game. Man,
What a turn of events, I definitely wouldn't have guessed these two teams at the start of the season. And shame on me, because I wasn't familiar with their games, but I am now. I am now.
I knew I will say one of the teams I knew would be in the playoffs to say the least. The
Mhm.
other team, I was like, man, they just getting back to who they are as a franchise and everything, coming in with a new coach, second year quarterback. But hey,
Mhm.
you never know, man. The NFL is amazing.
And for those who don't know, that is the New England Patriots versus the Seattle Seahawks.
It's indeed, yes, indeed. So in the AFC, the Patriots were able to defeat the Broncos 10-7. It was a slow game. And then after that, once that snow came in, it became an even slower game.
It just that it still came in like a blizzard, pretty much, man. Honestly,
It looked like the snow that we was getting over here and on the East Coast.
no, honestly, for real, very much. Kind of just like you said, a slow game. I kind of thought it was pretty boring, to be honest. Um, but with the weather and the way these two teams play, defensively as well, I didn't expect like a high scoring game.
Right.
Um, but 10 points is 10 points, and they won. So that's all that matters, They grinded
Exactly.
it out when they needed it to.
Exactly. At the end of the day, a win is a win when especially when you get into the playoffs. Drake May, he was 10 for 21, only 86 passing yards, but he did have 10 carries, 65 rushing yards, and a rushing touchdown.
Hmm.
J. Stevenson, 25 carries for 71 yards. He actually almost had as many rushing yards as the whole Broncos rushing in total.
Team. Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Um, you know, Going to the Broncos real quick, Jared Stidham was 17 for 31. He was definitely passing that ball a little bit more.
Hmm.
Gotta make some things happen. 133 yards, touchdown, and an interception. Um, I just don't think that I didn't expect much from this team when their quarterback went down last game. Um, but I'm surprised that he had 133 yards.
He was slinging that rock, and that Patriots team, that Patriots defense is they're tough, especially that secondary led by guys like Christian Gonzalez. So.
Hmm.
Yeah, I was a little surprised that he do it a little more. Especially this being like his first like real big competition in like a long time and like over a year, so to speak. So, but shout outs to him and shout outs to Sean Payton for, literally on just a matter of a week, they were able to turn around and get the backup quarterback in there and they only lost by 3 points. Like if a couple things go their way, then we're talking about them being in the big game rather than the Patriots.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely.
But yeah, congratulations to the Patriots. Could they be forming another dynasty? Who knows? Who
I
knows?
mean, if one person can't do it, it seems like it's Mike Vrabel. 'Cause, he's been a part of that culture. He's been there before, so he understands how to coach these guys, and he's very enthusiastic and charismatic too. You gotta
Hmm.
respect that. You gotta love that as a coach, as like, a player, I should say.
Yeah.
Seeing your coach fired up whenever something good goes your way. So, I didn't expect this team to be here, but I think they'll give the next team that we're going to talk about a good run for their money as well.
Yeah, most definitely. Most definitely. Seattle was able to defeat LA 31-27. Oh man, this one right here was a back and forth shootout, and I think it was everything that we both thought it would be.
Yeah, most definitely. Most exciting game. I didn't expect anything less. Um, Rams can just, steady put up points, but the Seahawks were able to outlast them. They tested that Seahawks defense, though. I will say that.
Well, definitely.
Definitely tested that Seahawks defense. Matt Stafford had 374 yards. Like, you
in,
know,
in 3 touchdowns. He played one of the best games of the season. Like there's really no complaints from me for him.
Like Puka had 9 receptions, 165 yards. Good Lord.
Yeah, Devontae Adams, 44 receptions, 85 yards and a touchdown.
Hmm.
And then you have Kobe Parkinson, their tight end, 3 receptions for 62 yards. So, they were making things happen. It was just little things here and there that they just were not able to capitalize on for them to in order for them to get that win. Maybe it was a drive or two that they couldn't finish out that Seattle was able to hunker down on. And it's crazy how the game really works that way.
Yeah, most definitely. Like, I'm just gonna say like the Seahawks got stops when they needed to. And the momentum just swung their way. Um, Kenneth Walker, 19 carries, 62 yards. I mean, Jackson Smith and Jigba, 10 receptions for 153 yards. Sam Darnold, put up an impressive stat line himself. Like, and it's crazy to see that he's doing this in Seattle when he was also slinging that rock with Minnesota. So
Hmm.
it's just like, he just got better and he
Yeah,
was able to get on a good team with, you know, JSN, who is probably receiver of the year. You know what I mean?
big time.
So. Um, I'm sad for Devontae Adams. I am, yo. I
Yeah.
am.
Yeah, it's
Oh
like he
my
keep he
goodness.
keeps getting so close. He keeps getting so close. He's been close many times with Aaron Rodgers. And
Mm,
yeah, yeah. I want him to break through once. I just want him to break through once and win it off just one time. Because he's growing up, he was one of my favorite receivers. So and he's always one of those receivers. Whenever you need him, he's gonna be right there for you, and he's gonna make it happen.
yeah, yeah, I agree. I
But yeah,
agree.
now this, like you said, the Seattle team, their defense was just able to just get more stops and they were just able to get the ball in Darnold's hands a little more and just let him work. So
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. So next week we will be giving our previews and our predictions for Pats versus Seahawks, as it will be a rematch from the 2015 big game that happened. And
2015, huh?
yeah. Remember that was the game where everyone was mad at Pete Carroll because he didn't want to run the ball at the 1 yard line. Instead, he
Yep.
threw it, and it was the big interception. And
Yup.
yeah,
Yup.
yeah,
Crazy how
crazy.
history repeats itself. Oh my
Hmm.
goodness. Oh
Hmm.
my. Shout out to
It's,
organizations though, gotta shout out to organizations for getting back here, even
yeah,
after,
yeah.
two dynasties
So
themselves,
quickly too. So
Mm.
quickly too. I didn't expect that. Did not expect that from both of these franchises.
Hmm.
But happy to
And
see it.
one with a rookie quarterback and one with a guy who's been in the league for a while now,
Yeah, yeah.
Darnold, and understands how to win, I think, at this point in his career.
Oh, big time. Big time. He's seen it all. He's been around, literally from what, the Jets to the Panthers to San Fran, Minnesota. Now he's here. I think everything changed for him when he went to San Fran. That's
Yeah.
when I think it all changed when he got under Shanahan. And even though he didn't really play much, I think he probably understood how to play the game as a quarterback a lot better than he
Things
did at the
probably just
first few
started to
steps.
unlock in his head, essentially.
Yeah, yeah,
Probably
yeah.
saw the game a little bit slower as opposed to it being fast for him or something like that along those lines.
Correct, correct. Yeah. So big shout outs to him, man. A lot of people doubted him, but he stayed pat and he stayed with it and he just kept moving.
Yes, 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 he did. Yes, he did.
But let's move on to some of the coaching carousel. So, former Pittsburgh Steeler offensive coordinator Arthur Smith will be going back to college, and he will be the offensive coordinator for Ohio State. So, congrats to that. I actually like that move for him. Dolphins make Bobby Slowick their offensive coordinator. Steelers will make Mike McCarthy their next head coach.
Hmm.
Brian Daboll will look to be the next offensive coordinator of the Tennessee Titans. Joe Brady has been promoted from offensive coordinator of the Bills to now head coach. The Browns hired Todd Monken, who was the Ravens offensive coordinator from 2023 to 2025. And the Eagles on Thursday are planning to hire Packers quarterback coach Sean Mannion.
Completely, it's going to be a whole different territory next year. And we're not even done with this one yet. Oh my goodness. This is a lot of coaches moved to places where I didn't think that they would go.
Yeah.
I'm surprised about that Mike McCarthy to Steelers. I am. That's not one I seen coming whatsoever, but I'm not completely opposed to it at all. I like the fact that Mike McCarthy might get another one more year with Aaron Rodgers if Aaron Rodgers doesn't retire. Um, and that's just a weird one to me, man. I don't know. How do you feel about it?
Yeah, I wanted what was my boy's name? I wanted Brian Flores, to be honest with you. I want them to
Mhm.
keep going with that trend. I'm not mad at them getting Mike McCarthy, but I'm not impressed. It doesn't move the needle for me personally. And
Mhm.
from a lot of other Steelers fans, it doesn't move the needle for them either.
Mhm.
But he has, he's a winner. He's a big game winner. He's been to the big game, with Aaron Rodgers, so to speak. So
Yeah.
if that does happen again, I don't think it'll be like the worst thing in the world, like I've heard some commentators say. I don't think it'll be as disastrous as people may see it as. One
Mhm.
season is one season. I think it'll be different if it was like, all right, well, we'll just pair him up again for the next 5 seasons. All right, then I think that there would be a problem. But like we'll see where this goes. Mike McCarthy has showed, especially when he was in Dallas, he showed that he could win games.
He did. He
He
definitely did.
he just didn't have the team to take him over the top, I would say, or he
Mhm.
probably didn't have, the personality. He didn't have enough leeway or enough say for him to take that team over the top because you know how it is down there in Dallas. So you
Yeah.
got to do as you're told. But yeah, I'm not crazy about it, but we'll see where it goes.
Most
Um,
definitely.
do you like Brian Daboll down in Tennessee?
Tennessee, it will definitely be interesting how he'll be able to use Cam Ward. I think the things that he'll be able to put him into. I like it. I mean, I don't think Brian Daboll is, necessarily a bad coach by any stretch of the means. Um, but he was able to do special things with Josh. He, head coach, who knows? It just wasn't the organization. Maybe it was the personnel. Things happen. Um, so I'm just interested to see how he's going to use Cam Ward. That's really all I can say,
Yeah,
and put him in, be able to use that arm that he has, and how he upgrades that offensive line, hopefully as well to protect Cam Ward and get him some help. Honestly.
yeah. I think they did well with their head coach in Robert Saleh, and
Hmm.
getting Brian Daboll is pretty good too. I think like you said, they just had to build the right team around Cam, and after that, I think that they'll be able to hit the ground running.
Hmm. Hmm.
Um, how
Hopefully
about
he's not calling as many run plays as he did in New York, but that's just me.
oh
That's just
yeah.
or Cam Ward either be throwing that ball or he's just going. It's going to be a lot of QB draws. That's it.
Hey, I know. Well, at least I know one thing. Cam Ward does actually get down and he slides. Dart has that problem.
Glad he does. Glad he does.
How about Joe Brady going to moving up in the Bills organization as the head coach now?
Interesting that they kept it internal, I believe. But I like it because I don't think it'll shake up as much. It's not like you're bringing in a whole new staff essentially.
Right.
A new head coach and maybe he wants his guys. Um, I'm worried that they'll just like be stuck in their ways a little bit. Um, but he is a comfortable voice, but it's time for him to lead now. That's all I can really say. And we know what the Bills can do when they're on and what they can do when they're off,
Yeah.
you know. So hopefully he's just enough to take them over the hump. That's all I can say.
Yeah, yeah, same. I don't know, I wasn't really moved by it either. I kind of seen it coming by the way that they promoted the guy in the front office to I believe it's a GM. I forgot his name. But yeah,
Mhm.
they were moving like real weird when Sean McDermott had got up out of there. But I do like the fact that Joe Brady did stick up for Keon Coleman and
Mhm.
say that Keon Coleman will stay a Buffalo Bill.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
I
Good.
do
Well,
think
good. They need them. They need them.
they need all the help they can get at wide receiver.
Yeah, definitely.
Todd Monken, I seen some mixed reviews on this one. Browns, he was there before for a year.
It doesn't move me, but I'm open to it.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about it.
Yeah.
Um, it comes down to Shador, who's the starting quarterback, I should say, not even just Shador, but it comes down to who is going to be the starting quarterback.
Right.
And honestly just not being football purgatory as well. You know,
Yeah, yeah. Like, they
they
have
have a good squad, like they really do. Just get whoever the quarterback is, get them some help on the wide receiver position, protection. Your defense will can win you games.
oh, easily. We've
They
already
need to just
seen
score
that.
like 3 touchdowns. If you could get 3 touchdowns, I think the Browns will be could be just amazing.
We've seen Shador do that already, Like we've seen Shador at least make them more respectable on the
Hmm.
offensive level because he was able to push the ball more than Dylan Gabriel was. Um,
Downfield, yeah.
yeah, yeah. Like I believe they have two first round picks, so maybe they use one of those to get a more assured quarterback.
Hmm.
Maybe, I don't know. That will be in due time. Very interested to see how it is. Todd Monken, he did pretty well over there with the Ravens being their offensive coordinator, but yeah, it's I don't know. That one's up in the air for me right now, if I'm being
That
honest
one,
with you.
you know, their defensive coordinator needs to be on point. That's all I'm just gonna say.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because oh my goodness, their defensive coordinator, I believed he did interview for the Browns head coaching job, so I'm not sure how that will look now. That's a
Yeah.
little, yeah, you know what I mean? That's a little iffy.
So, little temper play.
Yeah, yeah. A little power struggle right there. That could be if he does stay, but who knows? But yeah, like you said, their defense is good enough to get you to the big game easily. They have a top five defense easily. Now it's just about the offense, making sure that you have a good O line and you have good receivers because they have good running backs. They have guys
And
that can,
they have to stay consistent. That's
yeah,
it.
yeah,
People need to be available as well, you know.
correct, correct. The Eagles finally found their offensive coordinator and Sean Mannion, who was a Packers quarterback coach recently. So,
Mhm.
how you feel about that? Because a lot of people were turning down this Eagles offensive coordinator job.
That's really interesting. I think probably it has a lot to do with AJ Brown. You
Well,
know,
I think it has something to do with the fact that Kevin Patullo's house got TP'd during the season. That's what I think it has something to do with. I think you could deal with players. Players are, you know, as long as you've been in the league for a long time, you could deal with certain players in certain ways. But I think once it gets to the off-field stuff and knowing how passionate Eagles fans are,
uh,
I think that's when you start getting separated because it's like, bro, like they come into your house and violating your crib. That's a different story.
fans that I don't think no fans should be doing that, but they riding for their team. Um, I don't think anybody realistically was going to move me at offensive coordinator just because, that team needs to be consistent as well. Um, and they just weren't this year.
Yeah.
Saquon had a down year running the football. Jalen Hurts wasn't great. The receivers were dropping passes when they, needed to be catching these passes.
hmm
Um, I don't think anybody was really scared of the Eagles, to be quite honest. Um,
Shoot, I talked to a couple of Eagles fans, a couple of my best friends are Eagles fans, and they'll be the first ones to tell you that they couldn't wait for the season to be over because of just how poor their offense was.
hmm Exactly. That offense can be exciting. It really can be because they have so many stud guys, but they have to make the right plays and you have to put them in the positions to make the right plays.
hmm
It's a coin flip, you know.
Yeah.
It got to be both at the same time though, at the end of the day, working in conjunction with to get together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So hopefully this offensive coordinator can do that. This new guy, Sean Mannion, you said.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I said, he was a Packers quarterback coach. So,
Okay.
working under LaFleur alone right there gives you like instant credibility because
Yeah.
LaFleur is really good at calling plays and he showed that time and time again over the past few years now. So I think it'll be good for them. I think that if they were to get like a Mike McDaniel, maybe even
I'm
Bobby,
glad you said that because I was thinking of him too.
yeah, maybe even like a Bobby Slowick,
Yeah.
who is now the offensive coordinator down in Miami. I think if they got one of those two, then I'd be like, oh snap, then the Eagles might be on some type of run. But
I
also,
would like. I'm gonna say like if Todd Monken low key went over there as offensive coordinator,
That
I would
too.
be like, okay, like
Yep.
I'd be a little weary, I would
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah. That would be another name. But right now it's more so of like a wait and see because it's right now for me it's more about being able to expand Jalen
Mm,
Hurts and not having him so because this year it felt like he was just very much more one dimensional.
yeah, I
You
agree.
know,
I agree.
being in the shotgun wasn't no pre-snap movement, so everything you got, you already knew what was coming to you. Now it was just a matter of your defense being able to execute and stop it.
And he needs to just like almost play as if how he did in the big game against Kansas City, how he was, that run game wasn't working so well, and he beat them with his arm, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah,
So I think if Jalen Hurts is able to, find a comfortable groove in the passing game, that's when he becomes really dangerous, and then that's where the run
yes,
becomes even more dangerous as well,
right, yeah,
you
yeah.
know.
But it'll be on Sean Mannion to try to figure out how to open up that playbook on them and let them boys rock.
There's only so much you could do as a coach, man. Honest, let's be honest here.
Yeah,
You guys got
yeah,
to go out and play too.
yeah, yeah. But also as a coach. It's probably your best responsibility to try to get everybody to do something different because Kevin Patullo definitely was not doing that. He was just giving them repeat plays after play after play. Looked like he was playing in college football 26. Like,
Yeah. Stupid for that.
um, the biggest news though coming out of the league was the fact that Bill Belichick was not voted into the Hall of Fame on his first try.
Heinous. Blasphemous.
This man won 8 championships, six as a head coach, two as a defensive coordinator for the Giants, and literally everybody spoke out.
Now, could it be because he left and went to North Carolina?
No,
So
I
then
mean,
I was trying to find at least one reason.
you didn't
I
hear the
can't
reasons
find a
why.
reason now.
You can't hear the reason. You didn't hear the reasons why. They literally said it.
I seen that they were like just a little upset, not upset, but I don't know,
No, it's
just
because
rumors.
remember Spygate?
Yeah.
Yeah, because of Spygate. And remember Deflategate?
That was like so.
That were the reasons why. That's what they said. But the voters broke their protocol. That's not how you're supposed to do it. Like Spygate. They found that out, but the funny thing is what happened. They ended up getting to the big game. They ended up losing in the big game to the Giants, but they ended up getting to the big game. And that was without spying and cheating. Then Deflategate, Belichick ain't had nothing to do with that. That was all Brady. That's why Brady got suspended and Belichick didn't. So that's why it was weird to me, is especially the fact that everyone has so much respect for Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick is literally, you can't, I'll put it to you like this. How, I forgot who it was, but how one of them described how you vote for a Hall of Famer. Can you write the story of football without this guy?
Oh,
There's no such thing as a story of football without Bill Belichick.
he like he was football for at a certain point.
Why do you think we have the defenses that we do now? He was the catalyst, for that Giants defense as as the defensive coordinator when he had Lawrence Taylor and all those boys.
I don't like it, but I don't, are they really gonna keep him out? Like keep him out for ever? Like no, they can't do that. There's
Well,
no
no,
way.
no one's talking about forever. It's just the fact that it's surprising that someone with his resume is being kept out on the first try. That would be the equivalent of keeping out LeBron James out on his first try.
Yeah, that just
It
doesn't
doesn't make sense.
because if we're gonna use the deflate gate argument, that means Tom Brady should not like go because they're part of the same team, won the same amount of championships. Like, come on,
Well, Tom Brady won one more, but
I'm
without
just
him
saying
at
though,
least. But at this point, yeah, at this point now nothing in the Hall of Fame seems real in the NFL
it doesn't
because
feel authentic.
no, it doesn't. It
And
doesn't.
honestly, I thought anybody can make the Hall of Fame. Let you. It's just how it feels nowadays. I was just going,
I think it's more so like what you see from some guys getting in is the fact that they've been up so long to get into the Hall of Fame. I think some guys were just finally able to push them in
mm,
before they were able to lose their, I forgot what it is, credibility or whatever the heck to get into the Hall of Fame. But someone like Bill Belichick, you see that name Bill Belichick for the first time, you're like, all right, this is a no-brainer. Like this is Coach Bill right here, bro.
I don't understand. Like I don't,
Shoot,
regardless of whatever reasons, I don't. He should
one
not have been snubbed whatsoever.
one of the things that I always think about is remember the year that Tom Brady went down with the torn ACL?
Hmm.
That first game of the season, they
Hmm.
still finished out 11-5 with like a point differential of like plus 90 or plus 100 something. That right there alone tells you that he can coach.
Yes, it does.
But man,
It's
that was
blasphemous. It just, there's no words to really describe it. I don't have words.
no, because like when I woke up to that, I was like, dude, that's
Are you kidding me?
doesn't make any sense at all. No sense at all. Belichick should have easily been in on the first try.
Easily.
And then now the NFL Hall of Fame, now they're trying to backpedal and they're like, now we're gonna look at the voters and see, all this good stuff. And it's like, bruh, at this point, just keep it till next year, bro. Just keep it till next year, because at this point you can't backpedal on
And
it.
no,
And it is what
yeah.
it is. It is what it is. But yeah, no, now it comes to conversation of a Tom Brady. Now it comes to conversation of other guys like maybe a Aaron Rodgers, when he's retiring now, you know, can't just like can't be like, oh yeah, I don't like how they did such and such. Oh, I'm not gonna put him in. Like that's not how that works, dude.
It should just be off of credentials and credentials like alone. And
That's ex- that's exactly what it's supposed to be about. Like I said, it's supposed to be about the resume.
and if he retired when he retired, he should have been in the next year. Like it's just that simple.
Well, you can't do that. They
I
have
I know you
protocol
can't
in
do
play.
it, but it's just he's Bill Belichick.
Yeah, no, like I'm pretty sure we all probably said the same thing about Michael Jordan, but he had to wait. You know what I mean? You got to
Yeah,
wait your turn.
yeah.
Everyone. I forgot the time limit, but everybody has a time limit before they're able to get voted in, to say the least.
Mm. Guess Bill Belichick is going to keep waiting.
Yeah, at least till next year, hopefully. Then if
Definitely.
not, it's rigged.
Script writers going crazy right now.
hmm Um, yeah, so we're coming up on the end of this episode, but before we go, I know we haven't really talked about NBA much, but Giannis has finally said enough is enough with Milwaukee. So, Kyle, who do you think will be in contention for the Giannis sweepstakes?
The only really the only two teams I can think of is Miami and maybe the Knicks. I've been seeing those reports about Miami. Um, I don't know how I like that with Bam though, too much. Um, m- could Washington get lucky and get him like
Shoot, it's gonna take a lot. Well,
it
I
would
think
take
I think
everything.
regardless of where he goes, except for one team, regardless of where he goes, it's gonna have to be a multi-team trade.
Oh, most definitely. Most
Gonna have to be
definitely.
a multi-team trade because I think the thing for Washington is, do you want to, like, for example, would you want to give up all that capital that you have? Would you want to give up some of those young boys that you have? Probably not. It wouldn't be worth it because then after that, Giannis would just be back at square one.
This is the great, like, honestly, this is like such a great question because I don't know where, like, I don't know if I want him with the Knicks.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I could see him
And
with
that's not the first time I
Miami.
said it either.
Yeah, no, no, no. You've definitely said this. Well, we said this like in the summertime, if I'm not mistaken,
Yeah.
when the
Yeah.
when the rumors started. I could definitely see him with the Heat. They have enough. One team that I think that could do it straight up on a one-on-one is Golden State because of Jimmy Butler's contract. Jimmy Butler's contract basically matches Giannis's contract. So
Mm,
if Golden State were to give up Jimmy Butler and maybe Jonathan Kuminga or one of those side pieces,
Domingo wants
whatever,
out.
then they could do that. But the thing is, though, that the Warriors GM did tell that he did not plan to trade him. So, and Jimmy's out for the rest of the year, to say the least, with the ACL tear, and more than likely trending into next year as
Yeah.
well.
I don't Golden State, I like that. I like the idea of it. I like the idea of it.
Yeah, but would that get them over the hump? Highly doubt it. The West is too deep,
Way too deep.
too deep, too deep,
He would have to stay in the East. I'm just
basically.
um that's all I'm gonna say about it. I don't know, man. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know where he could go. I
Yeah,
don't.
I wish I could tell you as well. I wish I
And
could tell you.
wherever he goes, I know we're at least gonna be like,
Yeah, yeah. It's just me gonna be like,
what? You
yeah,
know?
yeah.
Um, but I know that Milwaukee will do right by him. Like, I'm sure he's like, I would like to go here.
Hmm.
And I'm sure that, Milwaukee will hope I would hope that they would honor it. I'll be honest here.
I
Just
think they
because of
will.
what he provided to that city and, what he's done, got them a chip. Um, so it's really just about what team can really just give who has the most capital to do it.
Yeah, yeah.
And if he wants to go there, that's really it.
Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, next Thursday is the trade deadline. So could he be moved in? I think also the Bucks were saying that they are not in a rush, so they could also wait until the offseason. So who
Yeah.
knows?
Yeah.
Who knows? But till then, I'm your host, Cam Silver,
I'm your co-host, Kyle Silver.
and this is the Silver Boys. We will be back next week, like I said, for the previews of the big game, predictions of the big game, and if we got some big time trades to talk about, we will definitely be talking about that. But till then, see you guys later.
Thank you.